All right, we got a lot of good things to look forward to this championship Sunday. A lot of exciting players to watch. It's time to pass things over to Frank the Tank. He's going to
Well,
give us some tanks takes. See if he can redeem himself this championship Sunday after not the best showing last week.
One of the
I
worst
mean, you
showings
got
I've
to admit.
seen. I lost my entire
Well-
house. My family hates me.
I do have one thing to add in though. Statement just came out from arguably the best quarterback in Jets history, Broadway Joe Namath, saying that he will unretire his number 12 number for Aaron Rodgers to come to the Jets. Which I really don't want Aaron Rodgers, but I really want to get Nick's opinion as a fellow Jets fan, and I want to get Jack's opinion as a Packers fan here.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers would be nice, but I think I've crapped on him too much to even want him. Like, I don't know, just being friends with Jack I. And that's my honest opinion. No, I'm just kidding. Aaron Rodgers would be.
I
What?
thought you were going to do me like that, Nick R. But then go ahead, explain yourself.
I think Aaron Rodgers will bring a veteran presence that the Jets need. I don't think he is worth the money, though. I think he is old and washed. And
Wouldn't it
I
be
think
one year though?
Perfectly said by Nick there.
Yes, but I think Jets should turn the page and look for, like, I don't know, Derek Carr is washed too, but I think they should try to get someone like Jimmy G, maybe even Lamar Jackson. It's definitely not going to happen, but
Where do you
who
see
knows?
yourself in like 5 years with the quarterback though? Like, do you see yourself going in for another draft and trying to find another one, or do you see the Jets trying to like ride out on one of the free agents?
I think they're gonna sign. I think they're gonna sign someone to a short deal, and I think they're gonna try to ride it out with Zach Wilson. Maybe do what they should have done in the beginning and make him sit and watch the game a little bit. I think they're gonna do that now with a veteran quarterback that they pick up, and maybe Zach Wilson switch comes on and he starts performing like an NFL player and not an acrobat, because everyone knows that he has a lot of athletic ability. He just needs to put it all together, and I think he'll be a great quarterback.
Yep,
Would
I agree. I think that getting a new offense coordinator definitely going to help out Zach this year.
Yes.
I think if we could get Lamar, he could be a future, maybe 5 years on our team. But I think getting a short-term quarterback and hoping that Zach Wilson can develop into the guy we want him to be, I think that's our move.
Yeah, I think short term's the way to go personally. Like, I personally would love 3 first-rounders for Aaron Rodgers. I think that
He's not worth
that is an absolute
3?
steal at this point in his career. Yeah, the
why
Jets
do you
GM
think
said
3?
the Jets GM said they were willing to offer multiple first-round picks for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, how does that immediately mean 3? It means 2.
Well, reports
Okay, but
were
they also-
2, but let's be honest. 1, this is Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, it's a
2,
washed Aaron Rodgers making $43 million a year. No team's going to give him. I would say at most you're going to give him 2 first-round picks.
He
You
has
could've
the
gotten
mobility of
somebody
a
off the MVP
lawnmower,
season,
bro.
but not
They're not
anymore.
You're
giving
still
him.
paying him. What is it? How much money is he making? 43? What is he making?
his
I think
as
this year it's like 60.
once he first signed the contract, I think it's $55 million this year, which is absolutely absurd. He also
Okay, so
went
you're
on
going to
Pat,
give him 3 first-round picks and then pay $55 million a year.
he went on Pat McAfee today and said he was willing to work with the Packers and said he was going to restructure his contract if he would stay in Green Bay, hopefully enable them to pursue maybe not Devontae Adams, I wish, but DeAndre Hopkins is a possibility. But I don't think this is the Jets' move to make personally. I think they should get like Matt said, like a Jimmy G, like a short-term quarterback. Maybe Zach Wilson could sit behind for a few years, really hone in his technique, and let it rip. All right, let's send things over to Frank finally. We got some, hopefully, redemption week this week. Let's send it over to Frank. Hopefully, we'll turn this ship around.
Yeah, first off, my apologies. That was the worst week I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah, thanks a lot, dude. You can
Uh,
apologize to my family that left me.
Yeah, you're lying, bud. Okay. So the total scores all went under. Very interesting. Got one of the game right. It was the Giants game. Um, the
1
props
for
went
4.
5 for 20. The last 2 games, I said they were limited options. Not very good. Hopefully you didn't play those. Those went 1 for 10, by themselves. We're gonna move on. We're just gonna put that in the past. Move on.
Can I just add
to
something
this
quick about Aaron Rodgers? I'm sorry, because I was interrupted from external matters. I feel like he's just a real drama queen who also trips on acid. I do not want that as my quarterback. Bottom line, that's it. I'm sorry for interrupting.
COVID did him, man. COVID did him, and he
Right.
was rocking and rolling, and then
I think the hair grew
turned
out.
off. Yeah, the
He
hair.
looks like you'll find him off the
I think the
streets of San
John Wick
Francisco,
haircut
bro.
really set him
I-
apart.
week. You got a cut now.
I've been saying it was Danica Patrick personally, but let's just turn things over to Frank.
All right,
I mean, we
I'm
keep
sorry for
interrupting
interrupting.
him
I'm sorry.
about
Yeah,
this
stop
Aaron
making
Rodgers
excuses about
BS.
Rodgers.
Let's turn it over to Frank for the 3rd time.
All right, great. I hope you guys are actually ready now.
I am ready.
We're
I'm
gonna
sorry.
start out with the total score for the 49ers and Eagles game. It's at 45 right now. Very interesting. Obviously, it's gonna be a defensive game. But I mean, if let's say the 49ers score 19 again, will the Eagles be able to score 26? Probably. I like the over here at -125. The average for the 49ers with Brock Purdy is 32.5. The average for the Eagles is 29. That soars over 45. It's gonna be a beautiful day in Philly. 38 to 51 degrees, cloudy, no rain. I like that game over.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Unlike what Jack said before, I think that it's going to hit over easily.
Next take, please.
All right. So we're gonna do the total score for the AFC. We have the Bengals Chiefs at 47.5. Another interesting line. These offenses are very good. Bengals defense was good last week. Chiefs defense was solid. It's at 47.5. I like the over 2 in this game. I wouldn't put too much on it. The over is +100. Maybe stay away from this game or take an alternate line, like maybe over like 41.5. But I like the over in this game.
I agree.
I'm going over as indicated by my arrow. What else we got, Frank?
Yeah, now we move on to the props, all right? Okay. For the 49ers and Eagles game, we're going to start out with George Kittle over 3.5 receptions. This is my favorite play in the entire weekend. All he needs is 4 receptions. I like the over here, -135.
Easy over. It's
Easily.
easy over.
Even if
Kittle's
the
go-
49ers
Kittle-
run the ball the entire game, they're still
Kittle's
going to be able
gonna
to get the ball to Kittle.
Kittle's gonna have at least 5 catches.
I'm going to go with Jack I. I agree. I'm going to say 5 catches exactly.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Next, we have A.J. Brown receiving yards over 68.5. I know he got absolutely bottled by Adore Jackson, but I like the over here. I feel like they're going to need him more than they did last week. They ran the ball a lot last week, and they're going to have to throw a little bit against the 49ers defense.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on the over. Big A.J. Brown fan. I think he's a great player. I think they're going to have to get him the ball if they want to win, and I'm taking the over here.
I'm going under. He disappointed me last week, and I think he's going to make me happy by me saying he sucks this week. I'm going the under.
I'm going the over. I feel like they have to use him this week. I feel like they might have been hindering his usage against the Giants because like it was just that easy of a game for them. So
But they played well without him, though. Like, Devontae Smith, like, really showed that he could play.
Yeah, but they could play even better with him, which is what they're going to
That's
need
true.
next week to win.
All right.
I'm going
Number 3.
under.
The under, okay.
Thank you.
Number 3, we have Brock Purdy over 19.5 completions. Last week he had 19, barely threw the ball. I like over 19.5 at -115.
I like the over 2.
I'm going to go over just because how good the Eagles' run defense is. I think they're going to struggle to get it going, and I think they're going to force Brock Purdy to throw the ball.
You know, I'll just be a little bit different here. I'm gonna go under.
I respect that.
I think that big play Slay and the other corners in this team are probably gonna lock up the pass game. I think that they're gonna rely a lot on Christian McCaffrey, outside runs with Elijah Mitchell. I think it's gonna go under.
I think it's going to be a huge
Same.
screen pass game.
Same.
I agree. I think it's going to be a very heavy pass game. 49ers have a lot of options on the pass game. In the pass
I think
game,
it's going to be super short pass game, like screens, like quick little
Yes.
slants. I think he's going to
a
get
lot
the
of
ball out
screens
quick.
to McCaffrey and Debo, and we would try to hook it up deep to Ayuk a couple of times. I think they're definitely
Frank,
gonna
you should apologize after this, just in case like anyone loses their family over this.
I already did.
All right.
This game is going to be
First
one
and
through.
last.
This game is going to be one through the trenches. I'm taking the under. I could see Brock Purdy pounding the football to his 2 running backs, Mitchell and CMC. Personally,
Last week was Hampson and this week is trenches. This guy's out of control.
Just a little disclaimer: if you're gonna trust anyone here on their over and under picks, trust Tank. In Tank we trust.
Well, I
They
mean, we
just
said
said 2
trusted
weeks in a
last
row,
week.
right? I mean, come on.
When you keep losing, just keep betting more. That's the spirit.
All right. Next up, we have George Kittle score a touchdown, plus 185. Touchdowns are always more risky, but he's my favorite guy to score a touchdown. I think they need him. Usually I go with McCaffrey in 49ers games, but I feel like the Eagles are going to have a focus on McCaffrey, and he's just going to find Kittle open.
I agree. I think that Debo, I think Ayuk, I think they're gonna be locked up by good corners. I think they're gonna kind of leave not Kittle completely open, but I think they're not gonna pay much attention to him, and I think he's gonna score a touchdown this game.
I think quite the opposite. I think they're going to try to lock down Kittle more than like Ayuk and like Debo, because Debo did not have like a good game last week. He was, I think, had like 4x. So I think Debo's going to have a better game and Ayuk's going to have an even better game, and they're going to end up focusing more of their attention on CMC and Kittle.
Can I ask you one question, Anthony? How do you lock up George Kittle on the goal line?
That's what I'm saying.
You got to figure it out. At the end of the day, you got to figure it out. You got this. No sweat. It's the
Just get a
Eagles.
flag,
They have a
honestly.
plan.
Just hold them.
What they're going to do.
It's probably one of their game plans. Just like they'd rather the flag.
What they're going to do is they're going to double cover Debo. I feel like. I think they're going to put a linebacker on Kittle, and I think he's just going to break one loose. I think I could
I agree.
easily see him scoring a
So
touchdown.
why'd you say the under? That's my question.
No, that was a check mark.
Yeah, I thought that was the under also.
No, I saw the check mark. I'm like, what is this kid doing?
It was a check.
You gotta
Kittle-
draw thicker lines like this, man.
Kittle's going to score a touchdown.
The same arrow.
Or just say your opinion like me and not use any lines. All
Or
right,
you
let's
can just
move
do
on.
both.
All
True.
right. Just make sure you stay light on the touchdown ones because those are more risky, right? Next we have Debo over 50.5 receiving yards. So they got to get him more involved this game. He's probably going to get more receptions than he did last week, but he's going to break some tackles like he always does. And I feel like he can get over this week.
I think this is gonna be close, but I might take the under here. I think that he might get a little more rushing work this week. I think that it's very close, but I think that he's gonna go under this week.
I would have to
I'm
agree with
staying-
the under.
I'm staying away. I don't know. It's either like they're either going to try to like focus all their attention on George Kittle and leave Debo, or it's going to be the opposite. And I feel like that's one that I want to stay away from because I'm unsure if they're going to what their game plan is, because that entire receiving core and tight end is just explosive, and not really sure how you.
It's very close.
I think CMC is going to struggle heavily in the rush game, and they're going to try to turn to Debo a little bit, taking away a little bit more of his passes. and that's really it. Probably a lot of screen passes to CMC too. They could screen pass to Debo, but I would say I would go with the under. Definitely a risky bet though.
This is a risky bet. I would stay away from this one, but the only reason I'm going over, because I said before they're going to double Debo, but I think he's going to break one loose. I think he's going to shake some defenders off, and I could just see him going for a long run.
Are all the players on the 49ers going to break one loose?
Yeah. 49ers are all about breaking loose, man. Everyone's breaking tackles. Everyone's having a good time. Everyone's doing
Great.
dances.
All right. Not sure what game we're watching. But let's go. Move
French battle.
All right.
on.
So that was 5. I have a couple extras. These are not official. Robbie Gould field goals over 1.5. AJ Brown to score a touchdown plus 140, and then Jalen Hurts longest rush over 12.5. This is my most risky play, but I feel like there's a chance he can get at least a 13-yard run at some point in this game. But it's not in my top 5.
I would say out of those 3 bets, I'd say the Hurts one is probably the best one to go over.
I agree. When he gets loose, he runs for at least 12 to 15 yards. Like if you watch him, they let him run, and he's pretty agile. So he when he gets loose, he gets loose.
Pretty good at breaking loose, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. The entire team, every player on the team is breaking loose that game.
When the trenches collapse,
Yeah, there's going to be 0 tackles in this game, by the way. Everyone's breaking loose.
There's no defense. 120 to 120.
I think this game's going to be in the trenches. I think there's not going to there's gonna be a few times where the 49ers are gonna get close and not be able to score. So I think the Gold over on 1.5 field goals is definitely gonna hit this game. I feel like that's
Would you
the
say
best
it's
move out of those 3.
handsomely trenches, or would you just say trenches?
I think it's gonna handsomely hit in the trenches, and I think it's gonna be a great.
Bro,
pick
why am
How
I
much
getting made
steam do you
fun
think
of?
the 49ers have going into this game? How much steam do the Eagles have?
That's for you, Jack.
Just quote every word as I say at this point.
No, it's one word every episode.
We got to get a break loose.
We
counter in the
recorded
comments or
2
something.
episodes.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it was 2 words this episode, so maybe 3.
You got
Next
break
one.
loose, trenches, handsomely.